If high blood pressure is a concern, it's crucial to know exactly which foods can make it worse. So let's dive right in and get specific. 1. Processed meats. Things like bacon, ham, sausage, and hot dogs. These might seem like convenient, tasty choices, but they are loaded with sodium, which is one of the worst things for high blood pressure. Sodium causes your body to retain water, and that extra water increases the volume of blood, making your heart work much harder to pump it through your body, which in turn raises blood pressure. Processed meats aren't just high in sodium, they are also packed with preservatives and unhealthy fats, which adds even more strain on your heart and arteries. So next time you're thinking of grabbing that quick sandwich with deli meats, remember that it's not just the sodium, it's the combination of unhealthy ingredients that makes them so dangerous for anyone with hypertension. 2. Quick and easy meals. Another huge culprit is canned soups, frozen dinners, and instant noodles. These are marketed as quick and easy meals, but don't be fooled. Even the so-called healthy or low-fat versions are often packed with an alarming amount of sodium to enhance flavor and extend shelf life. Just one serving of canned soup could contain more than half of the daily recommended sodium intake, and that's only if you're sticking to the serving size. Many of us eat more than that without even realizing it. So while they might be convenient, these foods are a recipe for disaster when it comes to managing blood pressure, and it's better to opt for homemade soups or meals where you can control the ingredients. 3. Sugary snacks and drinks. Next up is sugary snacks and drinks, and they are another group that can silently wreak havoc on your blood pressure. You might think, but sugar doesn't contain sodium, so why is it bad for high blood pressure? Well, it's not just the sugar itself. Consuming too many sugary drinks, candies, pastries, and desserts can lead to weight gain, and being overweight is one of the major risk factors for high blood pressure. When you gain weight, your heart has to work harder to pump blood throughout your body, which raises blood pressure. Also, sugary foods tend to be highly processed, and that often means they contain unhealthy fats and refined carbohydrates, both of which can negatively affect your heart health. 4. Saturated fats and trans fat. These are found in fried foods, fast food, full-fat dairy products, and many baked goods made with shortening or margarine. These fats contribute to the buildup of plaque in your arteries, which causes them to narrow and harden. This makes it harder for blood to flow properly throughout your body, increasing pressure inside the arteries and forcing your heart to pump harder. Even foods that seem healthy, like certain cheeses or pickled vegetables, can have hidden sodium and unhealthy fats, so it's important to check labels carefully and be mindful of portion sizes. 5. Alcohol. Alcohol is another thing that should be consumed with extreme caution if you're trying to manage high blood pressure. Even having one glass of wine or beer can significantly affect your blood pressure over time. Excessive drinking can raise blood pressure significantly. Alcohol also interferes with the effectiveness of medications meant to control hypertension, so it's best to limit or avoid it as much as possible. Let's not forget about coffee and energy drinks. 6. Coffee and energy drinks. While caffeine affects people differently, for some, it can cause a significant spike in blood pressure, especially when consumed in large amounts. Energy drinks in particular often contain a combination of caffeine and sugar, making them a double threat for anyone with high blood pressure. 7. Pizzas. Pizza is another sneaky food that should be avoided. While it's a favorite comfort food for many, it's packed with sodium, unhealthy fats, and processed meats like pepperoni or sausage. The crust itself can also be a source of hidden sodium, and when you add the cheese and meats on top, it becomes a sodium bomb. Just a few slices can easily exceed your daily recommended intake of sodium, and over time, this can lead to serious complications with blood pressure. 8. Fast food. Fast food burgers and sandwiches present similar problems. The processed meats, salty condiments, and fatty cheeses all contribute to the overall sodium and fat content, which is why it's best to avoid these meals altogether if possible. 9. Pre-packaged snacks. Pre-packaged snacks like chips, crackers, and even some granola bars are often full of both salt and sugar, even when they are marketed as healthy options. Something as simple as bread can also be a hidden source of sodium, especially store-bought varieties, so it's important to choose low sodium options and always read the nutrition labels. Another thing people often overlook is condiments. 10. Condiments. Soy sauce, ketchup, salad dressings, and even barbecue sauce can contain an alarming amount of sodium. Just a tablespoon of soy sauce can have more sodium than an entire bag of chips, so it's important to be mindful of how much you are adding to your meals. 11. Desserts and baked goods. Desserts and baked goods like cakes, cookies, and pastries are other foods to watch out for. They are usually high in sugar, unhealthy fats, and refined carbs, all of which can contribute to weight gain and make it harder to control blood pressure. Even if you are not consuming these treats every day, having them frequently enough can still have a negative impact on your overall health. 12. Snacks. Snacks that are often marketed as healthy can still be problematic. Flavored popcorn, for instance, might be low in fat, but it's often loaded with added salt and other preservatives to enhance flavor. It's easy to eat more than a serving without realizing it, which can cause your sodium intake to spike quickly. Dining out at restaurants is another potential. 13. Dining out at restaurants. Dining out at restaurants is another potential trap for anyone trying to control their blood pressure. Even dishes that seem healthy like salads or grilled meats can be loaded with high sodium dressings, sauces or sides. It's always a good idea to ask for sauces and dressings on the side or opt for simpler preparations to avoid hidden sodium. 14. Diet soda. While it doesn't contain sugar, some studies suggest that artificial sweeteners used in diet sodas might still have a negative impact on blood pressure. Although more research is needed, it's something to be cautious about if you're trying to manage hypertension. 15. Red meat. Red meat, especially fatty cuts like ribeye or ground beef, can contribute to high cholesterol and clog your arteries, making it harder for blood to flow. This in turn increases pressure on your arteries and raises blood pressure. While red meat can be consumed in moderation as it is usually a very healthy food, it's best to opt for lean cuts or plant-based protein sources when possible at times. However, red meat is by far the healthiest food on this list, and it is generally a very healthy food option when consumed not in excess. Overall, focusing on a diet rich in whole grains, fruits, vegetables and lean proteins like fish or poultry, while limiting or avoiding these high sodium, high fat and high sugar foods, can go a long way towards managing your blood pressure and improving overall health. Managing hypertension isn't just about cutting back on salt, it's about making thoughtful choices with every meal and being mindful of hidden sources of sodium, fats and sugars. By being aware of these foods and adjusting eating habits, it is definitely possible to take control of high blood pressure and avoid the risks that come with it.